هتاخدها من قريب عشان يكون والله. Past perfect continuous. So what is past perfect continuous? Look, this is the time, this is now. So past perfect continuous is like present, but it's something that happened in the past for a long period of time. For example, this is the structure. Ing plus also for and since. So the example is, it's like a storytelling. For example, do you remember the mother that used to make a cake? Your friend's mother? Do you remember the Indian students? So you tell a story for people. They had been studying English for 10 years. It's a joke. They have been studying for 10 years. Or for example, can you imagine? I was in my friend's house and his mom had been making the cake for 5 hours and the cake was bad. So it's like a story. Yeah, it's like a crazy ass story for a long time. Or for example, I say, Daniel, can you believe it? Yesterday, there's a guy, I saw him, he had been drinking cola for 9 hours until ambulance took him to the hospital. So yeah, you say, okay, so you put the accent on the time and action for some time. Or you also can say until, shit, look, until. Or before, here you can also say before. Because it's finished. It could fit, look there. It could finish now, it could finish just seconds ago, or it could finish days ago, like it's not connected to now. It's like a story from the past. I think you know, some children eat slowly. So you come, for example, some parents can come and say, hey, has she been, like, she had been eating, like, this is present, past, yeah. Or past. Also, the same thing with negative. They hadn't been studying English for 10 years when you correct someone's information. For example, say, Daniel, can you believe it? She has been smoking weed for 2 hours. She had been smoking for 2 hours yesterday. And you say, no, she hadn't been smoking for 2 hours. She had been smoking for 5 hours. Yeah, you correct my information. And the question is, same thing, had they been studying English for 10 years? You can also look, Daniel, you can also continue the sentence, look, study English for 10 years, or you can say study English until they mastered it, right? Until they mastered it. Or he has been drinking cola before he was, or before he slept. So Daniel, he had been drinking cola for 5 hours before he slept.
What's the difference with past perfect? Like, I had eaten eggs before I came to class.
Yes.
I had
Yes.
been eating eggs before I came.
So, okay, okay. I will explain to you. No. Okay. So look, I think it was a mistake to add before because you use time with for instance. It's my mistake. But look, past perfect is one action finished, another happened. But here you have one action for special period of time, 3 hours. For 3 hours, you were eating pizza for 3 hours. And this is a funny story. Who eats pizza for 3 hours? No one. So it started in the past and it finished in the past for 3 hours. And this is a crazy story, guys. Can you believe it?
So past perfect continuous don't use in like common situation. Just use in funny stories or what?
It can be. Yeah. Look, yeah. I mean, it depends how you use it. Look, but it's an emphasis on time. You can say a crazy story. Can you imagine, guys? This house had been built. I mean, this house had been under construction, or had been. You can say this house. You can say, okay, workers had been building this house for 1 year, and it's an amazing quality place. You can say in a good, good like revision. This phone. Okay, so for example, we can say Sanya had been making this phone or had been fixing this phone for 6 months and now it's working perfect. So this is for a good story, but you say time. Here you have time, bro. For time. For how long something happened. For example, but it finished. Now it's not true. So in past perfect, you don't use time. You can say he had drunk cola. He had drunk cola, right? And then he came to the class. Or before he came to the class. It has no connection. Like you eat shashlik and barbecue and then you go and swim. No connection. But here, one action for big time. Daniel had been watching Harry Potter anime for 5 hours yesterday. So this is a fact. Can you believe, guys? Daniel had been watching anime for 5 hours.
So in past perfect continuous is have no connection, but in past perfect is
Yes.
has a connection.
Yes, one verb before another. You got to the airport and you had remembered your passport. You got to the remembered you forgot your passport when you got to the airport. So it's two actions. You got to the airport and you remembered that you forgot your passport. It's no connection, but this is time. Now, Daniel, I want you to make 9 sentences. 9 sentences. As funny stories.
So in negative is hadn't been. And
Yes.
In question is has he been.
Yes. Hadn't been. Yes.
All studying. Yeah.
Yes.
Studying.
Yes. So you guys make 9 sentences in the comments below. See you next time.